Hi friends, thank you so much for joining me today. I am Janice. Thank you for coming to the right way. If you like this video, please subscribe, leave a comment, and share with your friends, share on your channel, so that more people can enjoy the video as well. So in the last holiday, spring break, we went to Mississippi, and I decided that I wanted to take some sewing with me. So I grabbed a few fat quarters and I cut them up into 2.5 by 4.5 inch rectangles. And you know, I said, okay, I'm gonna fiddle with some potato chip blocks and see how it turned out. And I tried several different layouts and ended up with just making a square in the middle, and then, you know, keep putting a border around those squares and a border around those squares until I ran out of fabric. I did have to buy some more pink fabric, which I found at a fabric store there, and then I bordered it with white. And now I am going to quilt it and bind it and get ready for taking it out, and I'll tell you a little bit more about that. But I'm going to show you the quilt, I'm going to show you what I did, and then I'm going to tell you where this quilt is going. All right, here is the quilt. So I started with 2 blocks which I sewed together, and then I surrounded it by these. So these are 2 and 1 in the middle, and this is 3 and 2 in the middle, and so on. So then I did the pink, I did this, you know, it's colorful, it has pinks and purples and so on. I did this black with the pink in the middle again, and the pink and the, I'm gonna call this medium. And then I use this beautiful white on white to border it all the way around, and then I used Elmer's school glue to baste. So right now it's basted. I had to do some Franken batting, but right now it's basted with the glue, and I'm going to just stitch around near to the ditch to quilt this one, and I'm going to bind it with this fabric right here. So what do you think? This is my take on the potato chip block. All right, so what did you think about that? This my take on the potato chip block. I did piece it the traditional way, but not with the colors. The colors are not pieced in a traditional way. They're, you know, it's going around in borders. And when I was doing it, I was like, you know, I could have just cut strips and, you know, sewn it all together. That would have probably been easier but less fun. So I like how it has turned out, and I'm really liking the glue basting. It's much easier on the knees, much quicker, and because I'm going to be using the machine, it shouldn't be a problem. When I glue basted the last one, I hand quilted it, and one of the things that happened was going through the parts with the glue was a little difficult with the needle. It went through eventually, but it was a little, you know, a little thicker in those areas. But it washes out completely. So when I am finished with the quilting, I will bind it and wash it, and it will be fine. So Recently, I had to go to the emergency room because I was ill. I had an asthma exacerbation is what they call it, and I had to go to the emergency room, and I went to this particular emergency room, and the experience there, apart from being ill and scared, the experience there was really, really lovely, and the staff really took very good care of me, and they accommodated my husband who was there with me as well. And when I went home, after I recovered, I Googled their volunteer opportunities. And one of the things that I saw was that they needed volunteer sewers, SEWERS, as opposed to SOWERS. Even though, one could say that if you're volunteering, you are sewing, SOWING. Anyway, I digress. So they need volunteer sewers to make quilts, blankets, prayer shawls, newborn hats and socks, and different things like that. And so I signed up, and I got accepted as a volunteer sewer for this hospital. So the first project they ask for is, it doesn't matter the size, but you have 1 month to deliver the first project. And so I need to deliver this. I decided that this would be the project that I would deliver. So I'm going to quilt it, wash it, bind it, wash it, and then deliver it. And then after that, they ask for a project every 3 months. At least one project every 3 months. So I'm pretty excited about that. I'm always excited about the opportunity to volunteer. Volunteer is something that I believe that we should all do. And this is something that I do all the time anyway. So many quilters donate quilts, that it's a thing in the quilting community, because quilters are such generous people generally. But also you're making the quilts, and after a while there are just so many quilts that you can keep, and so you donate. Most of my quilts I give away. I make them as gifts. So this will be my first donation experience with quilting, and I'm pretty excited about it. So here's my challenge for you. Look for an opportunity to volunteer. It doesn't have to be a physical thing where you go into a place to volunteer. There are many ways that you can volunteer. And there are many needs in our community. So look for a way that you can volunteer. Thank you so much for joining me today. Be kind, walk good, more to come.